Morning guys, I'm in the new facelifted BMW 7 Series and this is the 740 LE. Now the previous 740 LE has a 2-litre, 258 horsepower, 400 Newton meter, 2-litre 4-cylinder engine. But this new one comes with a 3-litre, and that makes the journey from back home just now until here a lot more smoother when it comes to how the engine operates. We all know BMW 6-cylinder engines are smooth, buttery smooth, and they sound good. So I'll do the necessary thing that I should. Wow, when I press into sport, I felt the seats actually clamp in. I noticed one thing with all this recent technology is that they're able to utilize more and more things in their car. It's somewhat AI actually, because the central ECU would have been able to control the seats, right? So the CAN bus architecture allows them to think of new features to add in via software, and that's the nice thing about all these new cars. Okay, let's go. X-Drive, a lot of grip, a lot of power, and a lot of poise. That's a big word for you. Oh, this car is fast, man. There are no pedal shifters, but let's see how good the car does. Alright. Now we all know the 7 Series is the undisputed champion of handling for this segment. Okay, so you don't even need to ask how does the S-Class handles. Nah, let's not ask that question. No point. Alright. And damn. It's a lot faster than the previous one. And given that it's a huge, long wheelbase 7 Series, damn. Oh. You can, if you're a driver, you can send your boss to his destination rather quickly. Oh. Oh, thank you. You know what? I think the new grille helps in chasing off other people. Now that's not the point of this car, alright? But the point of this drive is to pretend working while enjoying. Okay, this is very, very nice to drive. X-Drive hybrid system, so I always have torque. The transmission, I believe they have remapped it, so there aren't any instance where when I put my foot down, I need to wait. There's no wait. It just works. And if you're asking me, is BMW's 4-wheel drive system better or Audi's? I can answer you now, it is BMW's. Okay? BMW's 4-wheel drive system, X-Drive, beats the Quattro in every imaginable situation. That's also the reason why when Stefan Winkelmann was the head honcho of Audi Sport at that time, I asked him, will Audi one day give up mechanical all-wheel drive and go for these modern electronic systems? Basically electronically controlled clutch operated systems, whereby the 4-wheel drive systems can be turned on and off. He said yes, definitely. So that spells basically Quattro, the mechanical Quattro as we know it, is coming to an end, because BMW has proven that modern systems coupled with electronics are able to always put down power at the right wheel, always provide the right grip. And see, the way I'm driving now, no, not the way, okay, I mean, I've always driven this way. When this is the safest way to drive fast, let's put it this way, right? If you need to drive fast, this is the safest way. To use the apex to reduce body roll, and I feel so confident behind the wheels, and yet while I'm doing all this, it is so comfortable inside here. Weird. It's a wet morning, mind you, but the tires are doing a fantastic job. The car itself is doing a fantastic job. I don't feel the heft of the car. I don't feel like I'm managing a big 2-ton car. It just feels nice and nimble on its feet. Amazing. Damn. BMWs, man. Lovely. So, the key takeaway from this facelifted 740 LE is that now it is, you see, back then people can be considering between the S400 hybrid and the BMW. And the BMW has a 2-liter engine, right? The hybrid version. Of course, a lot of S-Class owners just... Basically, people of this segment just do not like 4-cylinder engines, right? Because when they fire up, regardless of how good your soundproofing is, when they fire up, you will just feel that little... It just doesn't feel as refined as a 6-cylinder engine, right? And I think this round BMW, this approach is correct, alright? BMWs are well known for their inline 6-cylinder engines, and putting this in gives this car the kind of buttery smooth character they should have at the first place, right? And BMW has done a very, very well job with the start-stop system. It is, I think this is by far the most indiscernible start-stop system I've driven. Of course, there are others that are smoother, but this is considered pretty good when it's in start-stop. I don't mean start-stop when the hybrid is operating. When the hybrid is operating, it definitely shouldn't be felt. But this was when I leave it in pure petrol mode, you know. So yeah, man. No other cars of this size handles like that. None. And if you're asking me about the Audi S8, the Audi S8 only comes in short wheelbase, so they don't come in long wheelbase mode. Or yeah, we're here. Lovely drive, lovely car. Now this car, everybody joked about the grille when BMW first shown the pictures, but you have to go into showroom and look at the car in real life. It is imposing and good looking in person. Yeah. Alright, we're here. Cheers, guys. Okay, now is a very good opportunity to let you guys experience what it's like. Can you drive properly? Hey, to be a professional driver, Jiang, slow throttle, slow braking, slow steering action, okay? Dog. Ah, that's how it is when you're fetching a dignitary at the back. Anyway, alright, so, no, that's just my colleague. So, this is, of course, where the bosses will sit, right? And I hope you all can turn around, play around, and have a view at the interior. And Con just sent me something, so he just said that, hey Bobby, you have a read at it. So, I think that's the reason why busy people deserve the rear seat. Now you can see there is yards of room back here, and this is a hallmark of cars of this class, be it an S-Class or a Flying Spur or a Rolls-Royce Ghost. That's because busy people need to do their thing in absolute comfort with massage function, or I can lie down if I want to and go through my stuffs, you know. And when you're done with your work, you can place your stuff inside here and rest. Now, for those of you who never dared to step into a BMW showroom, I tell you, just go in there, get into one of these cars and sit at the back and just relax yourself, ease yourself at the back here and enjoy, because it's really, really nice. Alright, too much of a sun? Oh yes. Now I need to keep the others for light to come in, but damn. Right? And the best part, another BMW innovation, apart from the iDrive, the SOS button, all the concierge service and all that, is this. This is revolutionary, and I think all cars of this segment will copy this unashamedly. And you've seen that in the new A8. They also have a detachable device here, right? So just, you can switch it on and play around with it here, and you can access most of the stuffs here. Or if it's too inconvenient, even raise it up for you, so you can play around with it over here. And what are the stuffs that I can control apart from my rear climate, my air conditioning? You know, instead of lifting my bag and adjusting it here, that's for poor people. Okay, do it here. Adjust my temperature. Heighten the volume of the air coming out, or reduce it back. This is just amazing. Right. Then put it back. It will charge by itself, and you see that. So of course, a lot of the comfort will also depend on the driver up front. Okay, of course, my colleague here will not qualify as a professional chauffeur. All right, too much of a sudden steering motion and all that. And one more thing, so if you are a professional chauffeur and there are no cars behind you, when you drive, you should also take the apex, just like how a racing driver would do, because that actually reduces the movement of the car, the body roll of the car. Right? You still take the apex, still trying to find the straightest line possible so that it's comfortable. Okay, now I'm the driver, and Chi Yang here is the son of a tycoon. Okay, and of course he's my boss, since his dad is my boss. Okay, and I am tasked to ferry him in comfort across these really bad roads, and I'll see how comfortable I can deliver him, this spoiled rich kid. Okay, there's a lot of cars behind me, but I don't care, right? Because my job is to make sure I drive the car in the most comfortable manner to ferry him wherever he needs to go. Okay? And I also have to scan the road surface to find the smoothest patch to go about. I have to ease the throttle, ease the braking, and reduce steering motion. Even if I need to steer, I have to steer it really slowly and observe my surrounding just to avoid sudden brakings, just in case it's not comfortable. Yeah, that's my job here. Alright? And of course, stick with the rules, be highly observant of what's going on. That's what a professional chauffeur would do. Of course, I'm not a professional chauffeur. I'm not qualified. Why is this long hair? Okay, so my job is to make sure he's comfortable. Yeah. So when people see a luxury car like this that is going very slowly or smoothly on the highway, they know that someone important is in the car. Someone important like Chiang here. Okay? Sir, is it comfortable?
Hello, boss.
What boss? You are the boss now. Alright, I believe you guys can see some of the ambient lighting if the camera is good enough. Headrests are just so nice. Ooh. Oh, I can even adjust the upper portion of the back without adjusting the hit point. That's what an expensive car does. Alright? And as a professional chauffeur, both hands on the steering wheel all the time, and I have to observe the side mirrors just in case there are some kidnappers following us. Okay, in the turn now. And there's a good thing about cars with adaptive cruise control or radar cruise control. If you set the car into radar cruise control mode, and you set the furthest distance with the car in front, the car should be able to do some phenomenal braking, you know, to ease in the brakes instead of having sudden jutting motions. Of course, if there's another car that cuts in, which happens rather often in Malaysia, then of course the car will come in. Alright? And try to take the apex, even though we're not racing here, because the apex means the straightest line there is. Alright, and from that apex to meet the next apex without unnecessary steering motion, that means we have to judge the curvature of the road. Alright, going uphill, slight acceleration before the car slow down, which means you need a kick down, and that will be uncomfortable for Chiang. Okay, so I slowly ease in back to the left lane. Someone peeing here. Okay, no cars behind me. I can again try and straighten up my lines, but I choose not to go too far in because there are bad patches of road, and that might give him a little bit of shake. So, not a good idea. There are some bad patches here. I try to move in a little bit more and smooth things out for my really rich passenger behind. Ease in my brakes. Oh, that's an R class. Of course, I'm talking a lot here. As a professional chauffeur, I should shut up. Make no noise. No unnecessary steering motion. Everything smooth. Smoothly does it. Okay, no cars behind me. I mean, not near enough where my trajectory would affect him. So I can straighten up my lines a little bit. Now, if you're on adaptive cruise control, be mindful of these, right? These cones that gradually shuts off one lane. Your car's not going to do anything about it, all right? These are roadworks, and you cannot rely on the car to understand roadworks and do something about it. Right? It is still our responsibility to observe the surrounding, right? Those are just assistance systems, not dependent systems, not systems that you just, relinquish the controls to them. Alright? So I'm in the 7 Series, so I shall refrain from doing slaloms over here, even though it's rather tempting. But there are other cars behind me. But if I'm in another sportier car with no cars behind me, you'll see me doing slalom by now. Boss,
Hey, you're my boss.
comfortable? Boss, is it comfortable?
Yes.
Yes. He's a shy boss. So if you spend 600,000 on a car and you're left with 250,000 for a house, you made the right choice. Because life is short. Can't take the apex because there is another car behind me. It's just so comfortable. Thank God. So if you saw a used a G12, which is this generation, the pre-facelift generation, if you saw some used ones and that's within your budget, go ahead, man. These cars are just so good, so comfortable. Alright, now that I've taken you for a ride, just head to the showroom and sit in one. Cheers, guys.